Welcome back, Eleanor Victoria Stories. The room heavy. But it wasn't the temperature. It was a different kind of heat. The sword that blooms behind your ribs and settles low, making your thoughts blur and your hands forget restraint. His hands were everywhere, steady on my sliding beneath the fabric of my blouse, fingertips grazing the delicate lace beneath. My shortened without permission. I pressed my back to the guest room wall, swallowing a sound as his mouth traced slow sparks along my throat. Before I tell you the story, pause with me for a moment. If this story has already you in, please do like and subscribe as it matter more than everything for me. His name was Dylan, my husband's closest friend. His Elwer and Sure. His cologne familiar wood and spice, a scent I'd known for years, but never like this. My dress had ridden up without me noticing, fabric bunched high on my thighs. My underwear shifted aside. His fingers found their way between my legs, and in that suspended second, the only thought I had was how desperately I needed the, "You're shaking," he murmured near my ear. "I know." I back, and just as everything was about to fall apart, I whispered, "Wait before I tell you the rest. Do me one thing. Like this video, subscribe, hit the bell, because this is the wildest secret I've ever told. Let me take you back. I married Adam when I was 27. We met at a corporate retreat in Dallas networking dinners. Polite laughter, too much coffee. He was composed, dependable, thoughtful. My friends called him safe. At that point in my life, safe like relief. I was exhausted by unpredictability, so I chose steadiness. The early years were good. The intimacy was fine. He paid attention. We moved in together, got engaged, married in a small ceremony just outside Austin. A neat house, a white fence, a golden retriever named Max. From the outside, it looked perfect. But change doesn't arrive loudly. It seeps in. Adam's promotions meant longer hours, later nights. I told myself it was temporary. After a while, I started to feel less like a partner and more like something polished and displayed admired, but empty. Then there were his friends, Dylan and Chris. Dylan was his college buddy, confident, teasing, effortlessly magnetic. Chris was quieter, observant, the type who watched instead of performed. At first, it all harmless. A wink from Dylan when I bent to grab a drink. Chris G in the kitchen while I cooked. It was flattering. Nothing more. Or so I told myself. Until one night, it wasn't. We hosted a barbecue, music loud, laughter spilling into the yard, drinks refilled too often. Adam had too much and was asleep before 10 o'clock. I was cleaning up when Dylan stepped close to grab another beer. "You always look incredible in that dress," he said. "You've seen it before," I teased. "Yeah," he smirked, "but tonight you're wearing it for me." I should have laughed. I didn't. "Don't flatter yourself," I whispered. He leaned in, his voice low, his, "You're too stunning to be stuck with a man who checks out by 10 every night." Something inside me went still because for the first time in months, someone was really looking at me. Not as a wife, as a woman. I didn't walk away. "Maybe," I said quietly. "I just need someone to remind me how that feels." That thought haunted me. Dylan's confidence. His daring. I lay beside Adam night after night, pretending to sleep, imagining hands that wanted me. 2 weeks later, it happened. Adam invited Dylan over for a game. I claimed I was heading to bed early, but stayed awake. Adam passed out. I came downstairs in a robe. Dylan looked up from the couch and smiled. "Can't sleep?" I didn't answer. I sat beside him, letting the robe fall just enough to bare my thigh. His gaze darkened. "You sure?" he asked. I didn't speak. That was enough. He me onto his lap, the robe sliding from my shoulders. His grip urgent, like he'd been waiting. I knew it was wrong. I also knew how intoxicating it to be wanted that fiercely. Dylan made me feel awake. Then came poker night. Adam's monthly routine. Him, Dylan, Chris. I usually made snacks and disappeared. That night, Adam asked me to stay. I wore a black tank top, no bra, tiny gray shorts. I pretended not to notice Dylan watching me every time I bent over. Chris watched too, quieter, but just as intense. After too much whiskey, Adam slurred that he was done and collapsed into the recliner. Chris grabbed his jacket, hesitated at the door, his eyes longer than they should have. When the door closed, Dylan leaned close. "You're dangerous," he said. "You know exactly what you're doing." I let my fingers trace my thigh. He didn't wait. He hit me hard, hands already beneath my top, pressing me back against the fridge. Magnets scattered across the floor. "Bedroom?" he asked. "Couch," I whispered, and that's where it happened. Adam barely 10 feet away, sleeping while his best friend had me trembling into the cushions. It became reckless, addictive. Laundry rooms, motel, parking lots, stolen moments that like electricity. Adam never noticed until Chris did more than notice. One Thursday, while Adam was away, my phone lit up. "Chris, you free tonight?" "Me?" "What's up, Chris?" "I saw you and Dylan that poker night." "You thought I left. I didn't." "Chris, I'm not angry, just wondering." "Why him?" "Why not me?" I stared at the screen for an hour before typing one word. "Come over." When he arrived, he hesitated. "You sure?" I nodded. Chris was different, slower, careful. He'd me like I mattered. That night wasn't just desire was being seen, and that scared me. Neither of them stopped after that. Soon I was tangled with both, and they knew. One rainy Friday, Adam left for a retreat. Dylan texted, "You alone?" Minutes later, the doorbell rang. Dylan and Chris stood there together. "What is this?" I asked, stunned. "We need to talk," Dylan said. "We know about each other," Chris added calmly. "And we don't mind." "You're joking. We both want you," Dylan said. "You want us? Why pretend otherwise?" The first time I shook, sitting on the bed in a silk robe, waiting. Chris me gently. Dylan claimed my neck. "Yours tonight," he whispered. They undressed me together. For the first time, I let go completely, but nothing stays simple. Dylan wanted possession. Chris wanted more questions about happiness, about leaving Adam. I told him no. Adam was stability. They were escaped. And then came the night everything shifted. Adam returned from a trip. I cooked dinner. Let him love me in the familiar, predictable way. He fell asleep content. I lay awake beside him, heart racing, still burning, knowing the calm wouldn't last, that the secret I carried was already rewriting everything. I lay there listening to his, knowing the life I'd built was quietly cracking. Desire had taught me something dangerous, that being seen can undo you. Morning would bring choices, consequences, truths. But in the dark, I admitted I couldn't go back unchanged. See you next story.